everyone, my name is Justine the Growing Gardener and I am so excited to be back in the garden. It's finally getting nice enough out to start working some beds. So this bed behind me here is going to be my brassica bed this year. So it's going to be one of the first things I plant, so I'm just getting it ready. So just a little background about this bed. So I built this around 3 years ago using the Hugelkultur method. So I had logs at the bottom, then twigs, then straw, then soil. And I have been putting my cut flowers into this bed over the last, I think, 3 years. I think that's when I built it. So because I did the lasagna / Hugelkultur method, the soil level has gone down because the things at the bottom of the bed have started to break down. And unfortunately, this bed also got overgrown with quackgrass, just like the rest of my garden. So this week I dug out all the quackgrass, and when I say all, I mean as much as I could. I'm still finding some actually. So I dug it out as best as I could, and now I'm going to amend it. So I'm going to do the Hugelkultur method again. I'm going to put some of these sticks and logs at the bottom, then do a layer of leaves. I have a bunch of leaves behind me here. Then I'm going to put over this soil, and then I have a bunch of new soil that I'm going to put on top. And my hope is that I'll get the soil level about as level as the sides of the bed are. So what I'm going to do is push all the soil to that side, lay my logs and leaves, and then top the soil back on this side, and then do the same thing on the other side. So I'll just show you what I'm about to do. I didn't get all the quackgrass like I said, so I'm just going to throw that over there. And this is why, I don't know if you can see this, this is why I'll never win this battle with quackgrass. These are the rhizomes, and they just keep going and going. You break them, they form 2 new pieces. Then every rhizome forms a little blade of grass like this. So it's really hard to get rid of, unfortunately. So normally I would order soil or compost and get it delivered, but because we've had such a wet spring, our road still has restrictions on it. So I just had to buy some soil from our local department store or big box store. So I'm just gonna put some of that soil on top of here, but it's definitely more economical if you just get soil delivered. So this is just some of my my soil block mix that I made. It's getting to the end of the season and I don't need this anymore, so I'm just gonna put it on top. So this has worm castings in it, perlite, garden soil, and worm castings. Oh, and it has coconut corn too. This is not the best tool for the job, but I broke my power rake, so this is gonna have to do. I have a little bit of manure, so I'm gonna go grab that bag as well. So now that the bed is done, I'm going to make a little mini hoop house on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these bamboo skewers along the edge, and then I'm going to take this PVC pipe and go like that over top. And hopefully I'll have enough to do this entire bed. This is a 1/2 inch PVC. I don't know what the diameter of this is, but it's probably like just under 1/2 inch. give it a little bit more stability, I'm gonna take these bamboo skewers and put them across like this, just so that it doesn't flop too much that way. Alright, so it's the next day. Actually, to be honest, it's been a couple days since I worked on this. I need to go buy some new frost cover. It's just like a very light sheet of a row. I think it's called like a floating row cover. So I went to go buy some more of this because the pieces I had didn't fit over this. So this is a wide enough piece to go over the 8-foot bed. And now I'm just going to start planting. So this is going to be my brassica bed. So I have broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts that I want to plant today, and then I might also add some beets and carrots to this bed as well, just because they're all cool season. Might as well get them started. As you can probably tell, I'm really excited to get into the garden. So I'm going to start planting. So I can't remember what varieties of broccoli and cauliflower these are. So I'm just going to divide them based on what they are. So it looks like I have 5 broccoli. There's actually 2 broccoli in this 1 pot, and then 3 cauliflower, and then I have 6 Brussels sprout plants as well. So because Brussels sprouts get taller, I'm thinking I'm going to put them in the middle and spread them out. I got these at a local garden center, and the tag says to do them about 18 inches apart. So I might do like a foot and a half. Yeah, just because I know that these usually are like optimal spacing, but because it's in a bed, I might try to push the limits a little to see how much I can actually fit into this bed. And then broccoli, I usually do about like a foot from each other, and then cauliflower about the same. So I'm gonna start planting or putting these in. Lovely little root ball there. Oh shoot, this was meant to be for the Brussels sprouts. So this I'm going to move over here for a sec. And the Brussels sprouts are not as deep. I'm just planting this in a little bit just because this is where the cloth is going to end. So I want to make sure that it's not too close to this board, because I'm going to put something here just to keep it tied down. Sometimes when I'm planting like this, I like to just lay them out around where I'm going to put them. And then, if it looks like I'm going to run out of space, I might stagger them a little, so like that. that looks pretty evenly spaced. I love my 4-foot bed, but as you can see, it's sometimes hard to get all the way across. Since I planted this bed, it's actually rained as well, so it's kind of nice that the soil is already a little moist. Okay, Brussels sprouts are in. Now I'll probably do broccoli on this side, cauliflower on that side, just so I can remember where everything is. Plant one broccoli on this side too. So because there's 2 broccoli in this one, I know this is the bigger one, but it's already leaning, so I'm just gonna take this one out and do the one that's a little bit smaller but straighter. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to do the cloth over this bed in particular is one, because our summers do get quite warm, so I figured it'd act like a little bit of a shade cloth. But we also have a lot of brassica pests. So we have flea beetles, which are out already, unfortunately. And then we also have the cabbage butterflies. Is that what they're called? So yeah, last year my Brussels sprouts were completely covered in caterpillars, which of course doesn't really make you want to eat the Brussels sprouts. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to go grab maybe some lettuce, some carrots, and some beets just to kind of fill in some of the spaces. So because the beet and carrot seeds are so small, I'm actually going to water the bed first. Already getting filled with catkins from our lovely poplar trees. I'm going to water everything first and then plant the seeds. That way I don't have to water them and then risk losing the seeds with the water. I'm going to do carrots and beets on the side of the bed, and then kind of in between the spots where there's empty space. So I'm just going to water here, and I'm not too worried about watering because it's supposed to rain for the next couple days. I'm just not sure how much water will get through this cloth that I have. I'm just going to wet around there. In this general area, got a refill. I'm really trying to get better at interplanting and succession planting, so this is my attempt at doing so. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm just planting some regular romaine. You can see that. I've had this package of romaine lettuce for years and honestly I can say haven't had much luck with it. So maybe this year, because I'm planting it early, which I never do, maybe this will be the year. Then I also have, oh, my beets are falling out. So I have golden beets, Baker Creek. I did get one of these last year. It was like the size of a marble, but it was really tasty. So fingers crossed this is the year that we get some more of those too. And because last year was such a hot, dry year, I didn't have any luck with these carrots, so I haven't actually gotten to try these. So we have the Black Nebula carrot, and then the new Kuroda carrot. So I'm going to try these 3 in this bed as well. And I'll definitely plant these other places in the garden, but I'm going to try to sow them in succession. So I'm going to do this bed first, and then once I deal with the rest of the garden, which I'll show you in a second how bad the quackgrass is in the garden, then I will plant these elsewhere in the garden to see if I can get another succession of veggies to eat. So I'm just going to plant these. And I always read the back of the label to make sure that I'm planting correctly. So this says these should be planted 1/8 of an inch deep, 2 to 3 inches apart. So what I'm going to do is just create a little trench here. And I'll do all the new Kuroda on this side. Maybe I'll start. So the idea is just to lightly sow them along this trench. And then as they grow, you'll just pinch the ones and thin them out so that you don't have too much going on. Then I'll just take this and lightly cover them. Just give them a little bit of a pat so you know that the seeds are making good contact with the soil. Okay, so that's that side. So just for my own memory, new Kuroda planted on this side. Then I will do some beets kind of spread all out. So these beets say 1/2 inch deep, 4 to 6 inches apart. Okay, so this one's a little bit deeper, so I'll dig a little bit more of a trench. And I'll probably just do these in little patches. Once again, I'll thin those out once they germinate. Can't tell you how good it feels to get my hands dirty right now. This has like been such a long winter that I'm so excited that I'm finally back in the garden. Do a little bit more on the other side. So now I'll do the carrots. Oh, I forgot that I had lettuce. We'll see if I can squeeze them in somewhere. So do the black nebula carrots on this side. These ones say 1/4 of an inch deep, so actually a little bit deeper than the last one. So I'm just gonna make the trench a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm just gonna take the seed package, and if you even like pinch the side, it makes it really easy to distribute the seeds. It's like this time of the year, I feel like there's so much to do in the garden. I have to till my no-till garden because I'm losing my battle with blackgrass, unfortunately. So I think that this might be the only way to kind of keep it at bay, unfortunately. So I have to till the whole garden still. And then I'm just wanting to work on my greenhouse. There's so much going on, but it'll all get done. So now for the lettuce. I'm just trying to think of where I didn't plant anything. Maybe I'll do them on the front and back ends. So like over here. I don't think I planted anything over here. Say 1/2 inch deep. Right, and I think that's it for this bed. So now I have to cover it. So I'm gonna put these away. So I have this floating row cover that I just bought. It's 7 feet by I think 50 feet or 25 feet. So what I'm gonna do to put it on is I cut extra PVC pipe, and then I cut them into these small little pieces, and then what you do is you cut it lengthwise along the side, and these act like little clips, so I can clip them on to the PVC pipe here. So I have these little, I don't know what you call these actually. These are what I use for our irrigation system to keep the hoses down. I'm going to use some of these to keep the cloth down as well. And that's my first raised bed of the season. My first planting of the season too, so I will keep you updated on how it looks, but I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, and hopefully this keeps the bugs off. And yeah, I will see you next time. Have a great week.